Morning everyone, Tim, Football Vagabond. Hope you're all well. Some people say, why the Football Vagabond? Okay, so just quickly, football has been my passion all my life, my first love. To be honest, it still really is. So, sacrificed lots and lots of things in my life to try to follow my dream. I realised my dream. I got to play football professionally. And I played semi-professionally. I played all different forms of football, from five-a-side to the futsal, to even having a little go at walking football, which was a bit of a laugh. But obviously the main thing for me has been 11-a-side. So 11-a-side football. Best game in the world. I found a lifeline, and I just kept with it. So anyway, where am I now? So I'm still in South Perth, and when I say still, I feel a little bit, if I'm honest, a little bit stuck here with my football. The challenge is not really here anymore. To be truthful, I've seen it through a different set of eyes over the last few years. Basically because the game is just not going anywhere, and everything I speak to you about on these YouTube channels is my opinion, but when you've lived it, when you've lived the game, when you played the game at a good level, and you've won things, you've won individual awards, you've won team awards, you play with top players, professional players, and I know I keep saying one day I'll put my team together, my Oldham. I'll just give you a precursor to it. It's going to be called Oldham All Stars, and anyway, so that'll happen soon. But yeah, so the topic today, just a quick topic on, or a quick conversation on the football, the Club World Cup over in America. What do I think of it? Yes, it's okay. It's okay, but for me, the thing is with football, the best thing is to play. So that's number one. If you play the game, that's the best thing in the world. If you are not playing the game, then it's second best for me is to coach. So you coach the game, and you can have some good coaching. You can have some, if you get to a good level. I've coached professionally. I've got players who have played professionally and still currently playing professionally. I've mentioned it before. Young James Tarkowski, who was with me at Oldham Athletic when I was at the School of Excellence there, he's gone on to great things. Good lad, James Tarky, Everton captain, played so many games now in the English Premier League, hundreds of games. There's another young lad who's not yet quite got to that level, which is young Ryan Rydell. I play with his dad, Steve Rydell, at the mighty Calder's United. Quick shout out to Benny Harrington, top man. Hope he's still around. Hope Benny's still kicking around. Great manager, great guy. And he brought players together, and we won things in that Manchester Premier League. Yes, we did. We won cup competitions. We won the Manchester Premier League. We were a really top team. And again, like I've mentioned before, we had lads who went on to play professionally and semi-professionally. I actually came out to Australia. Well, I came out to Australia via Southeast Asia. I ended up playing football in Malaysia. So I've never been there before, but anyway, so it must have been all right to get a gig there. Anyway, so quickly back to the World Cup, the Club World Cup. What do I think of it? Well, again, I think it's got potential, but for me, how can you ever get a true reflection or a true measure of the game when you've got Auckland City, who could play for the next 50 years in the Club World Championships, and they're not going to win it? No disrespect, but they're not going to win it. So the thing is, what is that all about? To be honest, it's a little bit. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. So it doesn't make sense in a way, unless you're looking at as a pre-season. These games seem a little bit like an end of season tour, just extended tour. And so you've got, for example, you've got Manchester City. So how can you put Manchester City in the same category as Auckland City? You can't. It's just miles apart. And then if you get, and then so that's confirmation what I've been trying to say about the game here in Australia, in WA. If Auckland City are the best team in around New Zealand, the best team in New Zealand, and the best team in the A League, right? And they get thumped left, right, and centre in this club competition. Where does that put Perth Glory? And where does it put the rest of the A League? And this is what I'm saying is like, this is how far the game is behind. And so it's so far behind, 30 plus years behind. That's just being conservative behind the English Premier League. And what happens is when you're a coach, when you're a young coach anyway, you think you can change it. You want to change it. You want to make things better. You want to improve the game. Wherever you are, because that's your job. You're a coach, you want to make things better. But then you can push and push and push and push, but sometimes it's not going to happen, because no matter how good you are, and I know so many examples of top coaches, there's top coaches who just are not in the game anymore in Australia because it's just too hard. And then of course you've got you have an exception like Ange Postecoglou, who's done really, really well, and that's a story in itself. But he had a lot of support. Ange had a lot of support, and he was in the right place at the right time. He had a lot of breaks, and therefore but remember, he didn't do it here. He had to leave, and this is the sad thing: is anybody prospective footballer, you want to do something, you have to leave Australia, because unfortunately the game's not here. It's just not here. It's just, anyway, I don't want to get drawn into that one again. So just going back to that Club World Cup, trying to make sense of it really. It's like FIFA has seen an opportunity to make a lot of money. FIFA has seen how popular the UEFA League is, Champions League, and UEFA makes stacks and stacks of money from that. So it's like the big knobs, the big knobs at FIFA. They think, oh, we want some of this money, and this is what we're going to do. And it's a bit like that Super League in a way that they tried to kick off, and that got absolutely slammed because the fans thought, no, we're not having this. You're trying to kill our game, and again, you just kind of wonder where the game's going to in a way. Yeah, we love it, and we put up with a lot of it, football fans, because we just become obsessed with it. So going back to this again, just finishing off with the Club World Championship, Football World Championship. Do I think it's going to carry on? Yeah, it'll carry on. Is it going to be something that we all jump on and look forward to? Well, like I said, if you can't play the game, so first of all, the best thing is to play. Then for me, if you can't play, then you coach. If you can't coach, then the best thing is to go and watch it. So you go and watch the game live. That's the best way. Watch it live. If you can't watch it live, then you watch it perhaps, well, I like to watch it on my TV at home, where it's peace and quiet. I can concentrate on the game, and I can observe it and sort of assess it as a coach would, because that's what I still class myself as. And by the way, if there's any people out there, any CEOs of football clubs or owners of football clubs who are looking for a coach, I need the challenge. So take me away from WA, get me to a club where everyone's committed, there's a vision to win, there's a vision to be ambitious, not just to play as a recreational sport. And I'll come and check you out, and I'll make you a better club, a better team. So that's that one. So again, finishing off with with a Club World Championship. So why would City, someone might say, well, why are City there? Why Manchester City? And why are they not doing a pre-season as you know, a pre-season usually looks like you go in and you start off, you get your stamina, you build your stamina up, you get yourself to a situation where you're learning set plays, you're learning team formations, you're working as a team collectively, you get yourself fit, you're doubling up sessions or maybe tripling sessions sometimes, so you're super fit for the upcoming season. So City are not doing this, so you kind of think to yourself, this is a model that you can do. You can either do the model where you basically do the normal pre-season, which is you get your fitness and you work on team play and everything else that's incorporated in coaching a successful team. Or you do it this way, where you're getting yourself, you're understanding the team, you're understanding players through playing games. So you're actually coaching. So Pep and these guys, they're coaching in the game, albeit you might not see it subtly if you're a football fan, but that's what they're doing. And so then quickly, so just I know I'm shooting around a bit on different topics because it's hard to get everything in where I don't lose your attention. But another thing is, have you got the best teams there as well at the Club World Championship? I don't think you've got all the best teams. And again, so that brings it back. I'm just showing some beautiful houses. This is where I live, near around here, in South Perth. I actually don't live in one of these, but anyway, this just shows you. So you're not going to get a true reflection. You know, it's not a true measure. It's just basically, like I said, an end of season. It's another competition. And that just brings me on to another topic of conversation. Pep Guardiola says that, I want to trim the squad. I can't be carrying all these players anymore. It's too much. And I'm going to stick with 26, 27, whatever. So he's going to cut. And yet, again, it just shows, you see, how fortunate a club like City are. They just buy all these players and they sift through them and they use them up. You know, how can you play all these games with a small squad? You can't. So you know, by the whole nature of it, you're going to have a big squad to play in all these games. You know, you've got players saying that we're not robots. You've got coaches saying we're not robots, and yet they're being treated like robots. You're expected to play all these games. So again, there's a lot of BS with it. There's a lot of people, you know, even from the top coaches, they say one thing and they mean another, because at the end of the day, they're being paid. They've got a paymaster they have to answer to, and they've got to win things. And so there's a lot of how can I make conversation that doesn't really make sense. It's just a lot of drabble. Sometimes people might say that's me with some of my YouTube. But anyway, one day if I keep at it and I keep working away, I'll get to a point where I feel okay. Obviously lots to do, lots of improvement to do, but anyway, Rome wasn't built in a day and all that business. So in summary, yeah, it's okay, the Club World Championships, it's okay. Is it going to catch on? Well, if you throw enough money and time at things, eventually anything can happen. Is it going to be better than the English Premier League? No chance. Is it going to be as competitive as the English Premier League? No, not a chance for me. So, but anyway, you know, everyone's got their own opinion, and so, all right. So, send a comment. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Look after yourselves and keep yourself healthy. And God willing, I'll see you next time. Okay, Tim, over and out. Thanks. Bye bye.